And we're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 268 of Fans of Power. I'm Joe Amato, and I'm here with my partners in crime, Tyler T-Rex Baker and Nasty Nate Nathan Kennedy. What is going on, gentlemen? We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
We do, but I want to go ahead and say I've just been spiked here on the podcast, so anybody who's yet to get spiked, go to TeePublic unless it's been pulled. Joe, has it been pulled?
He may have taken.
Nope,
I'm surprised. I figured Joe's like taking stuff up and down on his site. I'm wearing Skeletor this week. Put him on purple. It kind of looks blue here, but it
does look blue. It does look blue.
It's purple.
It is purple. All right, but yeah, that's Stinkor. Like I said, I mean, all redrawn, but a lot of new details, stuff in the background.
This thing is absolutely glorious. Like to see it in person, like, oh my god, this is the best Stinkors ever looked.
I appreciate it. And it's an homage to Errol McCarthy, so yeah, damn it, I love doing that piece, and thank you both. And I see we got, like I said, there's a lot of people here in the chat room, and I'm going to wait for a few more to pop up to, I mention how you guys can win a copy of the Power and the Honor Foundation catalog. But I just want to wait for some more people to get in here, because right now it says 9.
I think we should wait. Hold off a little bit, let the room fill up, and then we'll come around to that.
Okay, all right. Well, I guess
we can get the current event bullshit out of the way.
Let's get something out of the
we want to talk about how Mattel is over here stealing Joe's ideas?
Well, I'll give you some context. I mean, we just seen some PowerCon reveals where they showed 4 of the Horde characters. There's going to be like
those are hideous.
Filmation colored Hordak, the dark face Grizzler, and then based off, I think, of the Musashi Horde troopers, 2 different colors. The pieces for the Castle Grayskull. I mean, of course, if I had Castle Grayskull, which I can't find, but I'd love, because it does have the space suit, it has a spirit of Castle Grayskull, and it has like the grate where it has some of the creatures come out, which is cool. And then it came to something that is it's Leo Faker with Duplicate. And of course, this
what kind of faker is it?
Leo Faker. So for fans from India, there was this special version of Faker, which it's sought after in the community. Hell, if I had the money, I'd like to get it, but there's no way I'm paying $1,200 or $2,000 for a figure.
Heard of that.
But
wait. So there's something involved in this that that Tyler didn't know about. That's kind of.
Well, Tyler doesn't usually collect those internationals. A lot of people don't, and they're expensive.
I don't pay attention to. I mean, because most of them look goofy for a variety of reasons. So I'm like, why the hell is?
Admittedly, though, I thought hell, because Leo did. I mean, in India, they had a lot of characters. I mean, the plastic's different, the coloring's kind of different. Like, I'll admit, Extendar had a cool gimmick. Instead of pulling up his head, like all the pieces of him extend, but they added a feature where if you push on his head pops up. It's like, hell, they added something cool. So they did some cool stuff. And Faker had this like black painted mask over his eyes with a little green above the eyelids and then the red eyes. And also he comes with an orange Havoc staff with the power sword and the belt piece. He gets a belt piece too, which is orange. So it is cool looking, and more power to anybody that owns it, because it's worth so much money. So they're doing a 2-pack. It is Leo Faker and something called Duplicate, which looks close to my copycat. Now, it's already well known that Mattel has liked a lot of my photos on Twitter. I know they know of my copycat. And, okay, so here comes this. And you see that this Duplicate has a metal painted face, and like these new claw attachments I'm sure are going to be used for other things, like maybe other Battle Cat or Panther variants in the future, and they're painted silver. Now, I've been doing copycat for 10 years, probably just over it, and I've done in Vintage, Classics, Loyal Subjects, and Origins. And my trademark with that caught on with the community is like this damage in the silver face. Now, am I saying I'm the first person that ever came up with a Faker cat? No. As a kid, I painted a cat, like I said, just for fun, to be silly, blue to be Faker's cat, and it was Faker cat. But that's it. There was no, damage. There was no silver. There's nothing. So I'm sure plenty of people thought of that. But my copycat inspired a lot of copycats, because a lot of customizers started doing that, and they've all gave me credit, and hey, more power to them. I didn't say, hey, you can't make that. It's awesome. They liked my design. They ran with it. So some people could have said, well, it's a coincidence. Maybe Mattel just thought of this herself. Now, again, I'm glad people are going to get, they can have their official Duplicate. It's great. No, it's like I'm not holding a grudge. It's just could they have at least acknowledged, yes, we got it from Joe? It's not like I'm going to sue you guys. I'm poor as shit. I'm not going to sue you. I ain't going to get no money.
Did you guys not hear about his car last week?
People's court with Joe against like a Mattel executive.
Exactly. What could I do? I can't afford a lawyer. And plus, even if I could, I wouldn't sue them because I'm just happy that, hell, they're doing this. They could have just acknowledged, sure, Joe, we seen what you did. It's cool. We'd love to do something as an homage to your piece. Of course, that's never going to be said, and I can understand that. But like I said, I did this design of the metal. So think of the logic of what we're seeing. We're seeing Leo Faker, which it's awesome to have, and a duplicate that's damaged. Wouldn't you think if they had absolutely no knowledge of my work and the ones that inspired others, they would have did a Leo Faker, and they're like, hey, let's just make a blue-colored Battle Cat for Faker, maybe call it Faker Cat or whatever, duplicate, and they could have painted the eyes with that black and that green and that red to match that. Or on the flip side, with duplicate, you would have a battle damage Faker or Faker with metal looking. The aesthetics of those two going together make absolutely no sense. So somebody that would say, yeah, it's a coincidence. No, it's not a coincidence. It's known. They know my stuff. They've seen my stuff. It only irritates me that they couldn't acknowledge, yes, Joe, we know we got the idea from you. And again, I'm not expecting nothing. Just a little acknowledgement. No money, because I wouldn't expect that. No suing, but it's irritating at times when I know I inspire this stuff, and it's like basically, who cares? Flick them off to the side. There's not going to be any legal issues with me, and I know you guys seen it, and a lot of fans were coming to my defense. I was waking up to so many messages and links and posts. I was like, it was overwhelming. It was a lot.
I think if anything, Mattel should just buy you a car. There we go. I think that'd be an even trade. That's an even trade.
No, I mean, I tell you what, the thing is, I know that people there, of course, they have their ideas. They might have hired somebody that looks to get inspired by seeing other people's work. And I'm like, hell, if anything, I could pitch myself. Hire me. I'll do a pitch for Joe right now. No kidding. I usually don't do this kind of stuff, but I'll tell you what. Instead of having somebody looking for other people's designs or being maybe inspired or not having this crazy, I mean, I have hundreds of ideas in my head, and I'm having my finger on the pulse of what the Master of the Universe community wants, needs, likes, and I can give them. I have so many ideas, so it's like, you know what, hire me, guys, so that way I can give you this stuff, and you can make tons of money, and then, hey, you got Joe Amato working for you.
It's just going to be like Fred Flintstone and Alf in the Master of the Universe canon. That's all Joe's like. I want to do an Al Bundy, but he's Master of the Universe. He's got his hands.
No, you guys know what I mean, though. Like I said, with Copycat and with so many other ideas and just things that I know fans like. I would not, of course, expect my crazy crossover stuff, but I do know what fans like and what they need, and I can give them so many ideas. Like, really, if you guys want to hire somebody to do something, hire somebody that has a knowledge of Masters of the Universe and this fandom. I can give you something great. So otherwise, yeah, that's what happened, and I know you guys both seen it. I don't know your thoughts on it, but it's been kind of crazy. It honestly has.
Between the way that customizing has sort of taken over just all properties, like if there's a character that's not in the line or introduced at all, people are out there making customs to make that a thing. And I know that there's got to be people in these companies for sure that are scouring the internet looking for any little bit to be like, you know what, that's a good idea. And then they go around and they go back to their executives and they're like, hey, what about this? I'm like, oh, good job, Charlie. Or something like that. I don't know. It's not a coincidence. That's obviously for sure. We know that hands down. But I think maybe you should go to PowerCon and they should have you sign all of them that are there, and you sign, I did it first, Joe Amato.
yeah, something like that.
Because those are going to be, that 2-pack's going to be $60. The Gray Skull accessories pack is $30, and then the Horde pack is $150, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Which $150 for 4 Origins figures? Come on. And I know
I tell them to blow.
I know that there's,
they're all shitty variants.
Well, I know that there's the whole thing with it being a convention exclusive and the weird stuff between that sets the pricing, but whatever.
I understand the pricing because at times they've had legitimate variants in the past. I mean, hell, Val has hooked us up with some wonderful PowerCon exclusives, but knowing they're fucking variants, and bad ones at that. Like, I feel sorry for fans. Like, I would just assume wait and go to Big Bad Toy Store and pre-order the actual Horde Trooper at a quality price, or hire Joe and get your Black Face Grizzler that way. Because you want to pay that much for? I don't. It should be something very unique and different, not variants. To me, that's just like Mattel being cheap again and clearly not wanting to put something important into a PowerCon exclusive. The only thing I will say is that the Grayskull accessories were the best of the lot.
I think
I'm not interested in buying.
Well, I think that goes without saying, just because strictly it's not a variant; it's something new.
Yeah, it's different, and they actually looked good, and it was okay. That's a creative idea for that. And I told Joe, I said I'm conflicted. Like, I feel proud that something that Joe has done has essentially made it into the line, but I also feel pretty pissed off that it just shows that these corporate fucks are just lazy as hell. Don't have a unique idea to save their lives. Sitting at that table is just a mass of morons. And it's just like
wait. No, this is when Tyler somehow magically gets an email. It's like, hey, we've heard about you on the Fans of Power.
We'd like you to write the mini comics and fuck off.
Yeah, and then they check this episode.
Believe me, I would be fondling the balls of Mattel if I were to get some sort of gracious offer.
No,
hey, look,
no, man. I know. I don't know. Even then, just be like, look, you guys have let this go on for far too long. You had the Classics line, and you had all this going on, and things were going well. Super 7 was doing okay with it, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, fuck that. We gotta have this back. It's gotta be whatever, and you guys aren't doing jack shit with it. Well, that's just my perspective. Other people,
well, they're not. And I will say, I'm sure a lot of people, though, part of it. My problem is I'm a hardcore fan, and so is Joe. Yeah. It takes a lot to please me. I'm very picky about this stuff.
Well, I mean, even between the vintage line, the classics.
Of course,
line,
I'm not the only hardcore fan that's picky about this damn line, so it ain't just me.
But between the vintage, the commemorative that came out in 2000, 2000X, the classics line, Super 7 doing the Filmation 5.5, to have it just be this line. I know we've talked about this to death. For that to be that, and for a portion, I don't know if it'd be vast majority, half, whatever, of that hardcore fan base is like, again?
Yeah. That's one of my biggest problems with the current toy lines, is that they don't get creative. They just decide, we're just going to throw out the same. Playmates has done it with the original Turtles line. I don't know how many times they've re-released the same original vintage figures over and over again. Yeah. Like, that's not creative. Every so often, okay, but and I feel like Mattel. I told Nathan the other day when I got my classified Zartan about, why can't Mattel give us a line that looks like this in terms of quality? It's what you're familiar with, but it's different because it's 6-inch Joes instead of 3 3/4 Joes. I'm like, why can't Mattel? I don't care if it's 3 or 4 figures a year, and the only way you could get it by signing up to some Matty collector bullshit again. Yeah. But at least they were putting a conscious quality effort into giving the fans something that's like, okay, this is worth your time and your money to put into this line and keep it going here.
What about a 3 3/4 inch line that has all the articulation of a G.I. Joe? I'm not talking like the reaction stuff, because no. But what if they did? Maybe just a 3 3/4 that's like cheaper, affordable, a smaller scale, Grayskull. Snake Mountain.
I would pay $20 for 3 3/4 He-Man figures that had quality face sculpts, articulation, with or without a mini comic, because they're not going to hire anybody who is a competent writer just in general, let alone someone who respects He-Man and doesn't treat it like a fucking joke. Then don't do mini comics. Put all the money into packaging, unlike their current Masterverse line, because I guess they spent the budget on Subway catering or something like that, because it shows they didn't go to a brand new toy.
Oh yeah,
line
we didn't really talk about that because that sort of showed up after we.
It's pretty damn forgettable too.
Yeah,
you know?
the packaging leaves a lot to be desired. I thought Mossman is easily the best looking out of everyone so far.
Yeah, from the blurry picture that we saw, looks better than He-Man, Skeletor, and Evil Lynn.
Yeah, but that's also what's it actually look like in hand. What's it look like when it's on the shelf? That could be two completely different things. But Joe, I don't know, man. It bums me out too that even if it's just something as small as Mattel tagging you in a tweet, being like, "Hey, inspired by Joe Motto."
Yeah, a wink or something like. You did get acknowledgement for Sky High, did you not?
Well, recently, Scott Knight did say, he's like, Joe, he said, I honestly didn't know that was you. He said, I thought it was just fans band around a name. I was like, yeah, I was the person that made the name, and I'm the one that started. He's like, I didn't know that. And he said, next time when I do the video, when he comes to Sky High on his Spectre Creative channel, he's like, I'll give you a shout out, which, it's really great. I commend him on that, so that's cool. Mattel with this, like I said, I know that legally they get nervous about stuff. Again, like I said, I don't care about money or anything. Just a little acknowledgement. It's going back again to, the aesthetics of stuff. I knew they, again, would not do new sculpting, like how I did that damage on the leg, the damage of the face, the damage of the paws in the front. I knew that wouldn't happen. I figured it'd be painted to symbolize
Do you want me to put up both? Because I have them pretty easily.
Go ahead, because then it would be a little better context. Yeah, because I can explain this. Because some people, when it came to it, they said, oh, okay, well, I think it's a coincidence. And when you look, Joe has just one damaged front claw, but they made both of theirs front silver. And I'll get to why that, of course they would do that. Because again, I'm sculpting damage. They're not going to do something new. So what sense would it made if when they put up their duplicate just to paint one paw silver? That wouldn't have made sense. And what sense would it have made to put one big silver claw? That wouldn't have made sense. So they're using these accessories for these probably future projects, made them both silver, and bam, put them up. But like I said, when you're looking at what you see on the camera right now, yeah, all that extra damage, I knew that stuff was not going to come into play ever if they made a copycat. I just assumed a simple repaint and paint on some silver damage. So it just, again, like I said, acknowledge, because no other, that's the thing, anybody that's probably ever done a faker cat just did a faker cat, like I said before, paint it blue, orange saddle, that was it. No damage. So coincidentally, they had the same ideas and the same ideas for silver paws and the silver face. It's too much not to say. There's no.
Yeah, but also when you look at theirs too, it's. And you may have already said this as I was trying to find everything because I had it there, but I couldn't find what the name I had it under, so I had to just redo it. I like what you've done with yours way better because it has that damage to show, hey, this is a fake, which is the whole idea of a faker. That underneath it's robotic, and here it just looks like armor for
cheap shit.
Yeah. So
it's it's unique and more power to anybody that wants it. I don't want people to think, oh, fuck this, I'm not going to buy it. Buy the sucker if you want it. Like I said, I just always said acknowledgement is all that I would ever care about. I know it won't happen, but for the fans, no, that's what felt good, is because, it was overwhelming, the amount of stuff that I received in messages and tags. And some people actually went a little nuts, and I was trying to calm them down, like, hey, guys, you ain't got to get that crazy about this stuff. But no, you can definitely see the similarities of that and think you can't deny, of course, they looked at what I had there. It's a no-brainer. So, but yeah, for those who get it, great. That's the exclusive for Leo. I actually would want a Leo, I admit that. And I do want the Gray Skull accessories, are awesome. And I'd want probably the 2 Musashi Horde Troopers. So there's things that are looking cool, and fans that, have the money, definitely buy those suckers. And I know people that are passionate about a lot of the variants and colors, things like that. It's like, go ahead, because some people were messaging me saying, does that mean we're not going to get a Grizzler? I was like, no, you're going to get a regular Grizzler. I was like, this is just the dark face Grizzler.
It's probably best I don't see what goes on most time unless I get notification Joe has posted a new picture. I'm glad I don't see a lot of this. First off, I'm glad I don't see the jerk-offs that are going out of the way to sit there and tell Joe that, they didn't steal from you. I'm sure it was nothing more than a coincidence. Like they're coming in like the cheap public defender, the John Larroquette from Mattel.
Did you know they're fucking rebooting that, by the way?
Yeah,
Night Court?
Yeah, it's gonna be John Larroquette's coming back, and it's Harry's daughter that's gonna be the new lead.
Oh, great!
And she played what's her fucking face on Big Bang Theory? The one that
Penny?
Huh?
Or Howard's wife.
Yeah. Well, what's her fucking name?
Bernadette?
Yeah, Bernadette. There you go.
Yeah,
Fuck Big Bang Theory. That show was funny at first. Then
I'll watch that though. I like Bernadette though. I'll watch that just to watch her.
They're
can
fucking.
I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
I did want to say one thing. It is kind of looking out for Mattel. It shows that I'm not a complete asshole. I don't know if they have knowledge, but the Pokemon universe, and also people tag me on that as well. There's a character named Duplicate there in the Pokemon universe. So just in case they did not know, and they put it out, I wouldn't want them coming after them. So I'm letting Mattel know. Just make sure. I didn't know if you already did a check to see if it's okay.
I would be surprised if the geniuses there right now didn't bother to check something like that because they
So
clearly
I
are
found
checking
out
many details
tons
right
of
now.
people. Yeah, because I don't follow Pokemon, but tons of people were saying, Pokemon has Duplicate. Pokemon has Duplicate. I was like, well, okay, so I'm letting Mattel know just in case you know, double check. And if you guys already did, I guess you're fine. But otherwise, you might have to think of another name and just let you know. You can use Copycat.
Joe, don't give him that. After all this, I wouldn't do that. Here's what you guys need to do. If you don't want to buy that exclusive, just go to your local Walmart where He-Man and Skeletor and Battle Cat are clogging up all the shelves, and just buy a Battle Cat and send it to Joe and let him customize you your own Copycat. That's what I would do.
I must say, I had a lot of people though. So I talk about my fucking schedule of shit I got to do. There's a lot of copycats now, so I appreciate all the support from everybody. But again, for people who want these exclusives, get them. Now, I did want to address really quick everybody here in the chat room. Tyler's got his clock with him. I'm gonna right now give you guys 5 minutes. Everybody that's here in the chat room, this is your chance to win a copy of the Power and Honor Foundation catalog.
Starting now, 5 minutes.
Type Copycat. So everybody that types Copycat right now, Nathan's going to put your name down, and then after this is all over, we're done doing our discussion. He's going to do a wheel where he spins. Whoever it lands on wins it, but you have to be here to see your name when it pops up, and you got to say, seen it, otherwise you don't get it. That's your way to make sure you know.
I'm not spinning the wheel more than once. God damn it.
It's just one spin, and it lands on that person, but like I said, 5 minutes for people to start just typing name Copycat down. He's going to put it on a wheel, and then once his 5 minutes is up, Tyler let us know. We'll get into discussion on the cardbacks. After that, we'll do the wheel, and then we'll do the questions and the Q&A with all.
All right, so I'm gonna mute my mic because I don't want our people that listen to this on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that, to just hear a bunch of clicking constantly. So I'm gonna mute my mic now. So if you guys have something to say to me, I will unmute and stop what I'm doing, but I'm going to concentrate on these guys and get them set up for the Wheel of Death. We're going to spin the wheel.
Yeah, spin the wheel,
make the deal, and we'll get Coal Miner's glove match. What a piece of shit. Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know what that reference is. Go ahead, Tyler.
Havoc, was it 92? It's when Jake Roberts jumped ship to WCW.
It may have been 92. Part of me wanted to say 93, but I think that's too late.
Maybe it was 93, but I initially thought 92.
Yeah, it's like Jake Roberts' only match in WCW. Well, he was in a tag match too, I believe. But yeah, him.
Yeah, and he had like a couple of appearances too, didn't he?
Yeah, it was him and Sting, and they had all these other badass options on that wheel, and it landed on Coal Miner glove match.
Yeah, and you guarantee that's Dusty Rhodes' idea.
It may have just been a blindfold match, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, anything would have been better.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even remember Jake the Snake being there.
Well, all the more reason why it was such a forgettable run, and you would think Jake coming over right after his WWF run and being a heel with Sting would have been Money in the Bank. Nope. And then Jake was really letting himself go physically at that time too. Like, he looked terrible.
Yeah.
Like, not as bad as he would eventually, but it was just like not the in shape tan like Jake the Snake Roberts coming in like cutting heel promos. He just grabs a snake and forces it on his face, trying to make it bite him in the face.
Man.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
There's not like, I mean, there's a few people typing copycat in there, but we got 21 people in here. If you guys are in there, go ahead and type copycat.
Don't be afraid to type.
I know my parents. My parents are watching like they do every week. Mom, go ahead and type that in.
Well, tell them to type it. This is the only way of getting it because I'm going to send it to Nathan.
Yeah, she use a copy for a coach.
No, yeah, I'm not going to do that because I'm still waiting on Joe to mail me one.
I was going to say, this is your only way of getting it is probably your mom or dad to type it. It's like, otherwise he's never going to get one. He's like, Mom, please type it. No,
if you guys are there, copycat, type it in the chat. You only got, how much time we got left? Tyler, how much time we got?
It is.
Did you see how he's
1:38?
Spacing out.
I was just like, I wasn't part of the conversation, so I just kind of zoned out.
Get
minute 38.
Get that in there, because the timer is gonna go out. There we go. Yeah.
Oh God! Of course, if Grim wins, that some bitch is gonna go to wherever the hell he lives. Good God, $50 shipping. He'll probably win. It's gonna land on that fucker.
That ain't. I can't help you pay that one, Joe. You're gonna be out of pocket.
Yeah, yeah. And we're gonna have that sucker on next week. We're gonna be talking about that.
Our buddy Dustin's gonna be on to talk about his completed version of Diamond Red Disappearance. So we're gonna let everyone know about that. We'll have him on to discuss that and have a big conversation about how that is by far the best version that we'll ever get of Diamond Red Disappearance. Holy shit, dude! God.
Damn fine work. Like I said, what he does this stuff, it's amazing how one single person can do that.
Was not up to par with like the actual file that he has too. Like, oh my God. I couldn't.
But isn't it amazing though that one person can do this, and then there's companies that try to remaster stuff, seem like they just can't get it right, and he can do it all by himself.
Got the panning speed right. It wasn't like the BCI DVDs where everything sped up, and they're like, God, what the hell are they doing there?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Time's almost up, Tyler. We had some more people pop in the.
21 seconds.
That's it. Anyone that just jumped in right now, type in copycat. I seen it changed with the watchers, so anybody that just popped in, type
they
copycat.
might be behind. So if I do see anyone,
10 seconds.
If I see anyone that's new a little bit after the fact, I'll make sure that I get them on here.
Like 30-second delay. Yeah. That okay.
Uh-oh.
There's the time's up, so now it's a 30-second delay, and we're gonna get into this.
By the way, too, while I'm still copying and pasting stuff, last week, you know, when our phones went off and we had the Amber Alert, they did find that kid safe. Just to update.
Yeah, I did find out about that too. Yeah, actually, one of the ladies who lives in that area, she told me it was a couple that went into this church and took the boy from church because she wanted a child.
That's what the.
Yeah.
Good God.
Only in Giles County was shit like that happen.
Of course.
Wow.
Yeah. But the kid was returned.
We got a Pumpkin Lord just popped in too. That is good to hear, though. Thank God the kid wasn't hurt.
My mom actually, Mom, I can't put you on the wheel. I'm not gonna.
Oh, she's on the wheel, damn it!
That'd be awesome. Yeah, do it.
All right. Well, if she wins, she doesn't really win because Joe is gonna mail me a copy eventually. I'm assuming.
Yeah, she could just spin it again
to your parents, and then your dad gives it to you for a gag gift next Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, how fucked up would that be?
Oh shoot! And you got? Did you get Pumpkin Lord there, Nathan?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right.
And, you know, if I see another new person that just randomly types copycat in there, I'll add you. If I see it, I'll add you.
But they have to rely on Nathan seeing it. Know, if Nathan doesn't see it, we can't. We'll do it again, next week or something too. We can because Joe's got the whole.
How many copies do you have left, Joe?
I think there's at least 13, maybe. I gotta take another look. So
Joe's just dragging this out. He's like,
they're probably using. He's probably like, it's like filling in for like a leg from a missing table.
Yeah,
like
it
the table's
is.
missing a leg, and Joe just like stacks underneath the table.
That's why I don't want to get rid of them, because then you're going to see me on the podcast like this. It's actually right under this table. It's like, shit, he's just getting more and more low and crooked. Oh, shit. Well, now we're going to do... Go ahead, Tyler. You started off with this, and we're going to go from worst to favorite, but go ahead and let everybody know.
We are going back to doing our ranking the card art, and from by far the greatest year. I think the year Lime was only getting better, of course, but 1985 was by far probably the biggest and grandest year of Master of the Universe. I think in terms of sales, it was a pinnacle year, but in terms of characters, it's hard to top. We got a new faction. We got brand new, or not grand. I was trying to say grand and
grand new.
Sorry. Brand new, yeah.
When you made up a new phrase.
Mattel
T-shirts
will start putting them on the Origins packaging.
Yeah, the bubble, this burst on the cross say brand new. They won't give me acknowledgement either.
Right. All right, so
they'll just like one of my profile pictures with me, wearing a He-Man shirt or some shit. Assholes. But anyway.
So this.
Yeah. We're here to rank honestly, in my opinion, there isn't a bad one in 1985. There's not a bad.
I disagree. We'll get. Sorry. Go ahead, Tyler.
Me personally, I do not. So my rankings are just based on the ones that had the most impact on me. So
yeah, because this is hard to say. It really is.
I'm gonna grab something really quick too. So just in case you guys try to go ahead, Joe.
What's really quick? 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Oh, sorry. Nathan's got to leave us fucking hanging like this. Well, you know what?
Well, yeah, but this is probably gonna be the longest ranking because there's so many characters in this particular. 86 might be kind of a long one too because we have the Snake Man in that one. Too,
I mean, admittedly, I might not go as in depth with every description of what I mean about it because you're right. Otherwise, it'd be here like till midnight. But I'll give my reasons of why some are better than others. Like you said, it's hard because this is a lot of them. They're all great. Some to me always were a little iffy, and I will start that off where, is Nathan back yet? Because if not,
I'm here. I should have specified on there, but we have 13. Right. We have 13 in this wave.
All right, here we go. Coming in at number 13, and like I said, we're definitely gonna be disagreeing here on a lot, but it is the Thunder Punch versus Whiplash. That was mine. I don't know. Yeah. See, and again, we did not rehearse this, people.
I made this list right here, like.
Well, fine, then I guess we'll be seeing
card art, though. I like it.
It is, but just
wrong with it.
Something was lacking. Of course, I know that they had to start getting He-Man to smile on a lot of stuff, but it felt kind of flat. I know it's trying to get across the Thunder Punch, but something just didn't hit me with this. I never liked it. Even as a kid, it was like, it's okay. I mean, hell, I would have preferred the Thunder Punch of this one on the front. But, no, this just, I don't know. Not saying his art's bad, because it's not. It's just, I don't know the reaction.
I blame the background. I think the background is not very visually striking.
Pretty bland. Yeah,
it's bland. Like Whiplash is selling like a big. Like, oh my, he got the shit knocked out of me. He-Man's like, I got you. I think it's like a powerful smile. It's like I got him. Like I knocked him on his ass. It didn't come off like a.
He-Man smiling more wasn't that the plan going forward. They wanted them to depict He-Man to where he didn't look as like with that angry face, like. Just a little lighthearted. I don't know.
Probably for some of the Reverend Lovejoy wives out there. Think of the children.
And that's weird. 13 for Tyler too. I'm curious to see what Nathan's 13 was because that's bizarre.
Well, my number 13 is Grizzler.
Oh,
because I don't know what they're doing with that design. He looks like a fucking critter from Critter. I'm actually holding up my Critter right now so you guys can. It looks like that. Let me let's see. Get the angle on here, right?
You got a fucking critter?
Yeah.
You got a critter?
Yeah, right here. Look at that. But yeah, that.
I gotta wait on my 30 saying delay. I didn't even know if they made something like that. Shit.
But I just don't like the perspective of this. It makes Grizzler just look like a ball of fluff, which I know technically kind of is, but it just didn't work for me at all in that one. And going back to Thunder Punch He-Man, because that's close to my that would be number 11 on my list.
We'll see when you get to your 11, because you can still say that and explain why you think about it. Oh, and real quick, David Baker did put Copycat.
Oh, no, yeah, got it. I already got it. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention.
All right. Well, Tyler, give us your 12.
Dragon Blaster Skeletor.
And that's one I don't have.
With it. There's nothing wrong with it. But it's, I have to rank someone at 12. And, it looks great. I like the fact that he's taking on Fisto and Man-at-Arms, and Fisto's being knocked out by the dragon's breath. So it looks great, but I just find there's some others.
Did you feel like Skeletor is kind of more toy posed in looking? That's what I got from it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of these two will. I mean, some of them even. I mean, yeah, if they're just going for straight toy pose, they kind of lack a little bit of impact and excitement in it. I need to see a little bit more visualization in the characters being depicted, even if you are pushing the toy aspect, which most of these do. But it still looks great. The background is great. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But just compared to who else is in this line, Dragon Blaster.
Man Arms looks like he's ready to take a break. He's getting the hell out of there. Man Arms is ready to run,
like,
but it doesn't.
Shit, man, I better go get
He
him,
is.
Man. Wake his ass up.
Yeah, wake up. But I do like the background. You're right. And what's funny, I told everybody, like I said, I have my stack here. It's in order of, worst to best. So it's not like I'm copying Tyler, but there's two that I was missing. One is because it's on a card downstairs. The other I just didn't have from my childhood. I never kept the card art. Mine is, unfortunately, 12. It is the Dragon Blaster Skeletor as well. It's these two, just to me, went hand in hand when I looked at it. I like the shock look of Fisto. I like the backgrounds. I love the look of the dragon. It looks fucking menacing. I just wasn't super impressed with the Skeletor kind of static pose, and just didn't seem too impressive to me. I know they're giving across obviously the gimmick of the Dragon Blaster and the breath coming out. I understand that, but trust me, Tyler and I's will change when it hits 11. I guarantee it. Mm-hmm. But that is my 12 as well. What is yours?
Sure.
Nathan?
Well, after I got past Grizzler, this is when I really struggled with the rest of the list, because the rest of these are very strong. I'm not, when we have these all like lower on here, that doesn't mean they're bad. Grizzler to me is the only one in this one that is bad. Everything else is fantastic. With that being said, my number 12 is Mossman.
Oh, what the hell?
There's just, compared to what we get with all of the other ones going on here, with the action scenes and everything that's going on, and I understand it's Mossman camouflaging and everything, but compared to the others, it's just, it left a lot to be desired for me.
I respect it, and again, that's his opinion, because when we get to ours, we'll give our reason behind it, so I see what you mean, but... Okay, well, you know what? Now you start off with your number 11, Nathan. Go ahead.
My number 11 is Thunder Punch He-Man.
What is it you didn't like? Because I didn't like.
I think it's just the problem that you run into with the variants here. And I was already thinking this when I saw it like a couple days ago when I was getting all this set up. Someone said the bang looks like a fart, and I agree. It looks like He-Man is farting and taking a swing.
Okay.
So...
I guess, yeah, I see what you mean.
And you guys had touched on the smiling aspect too. It just doesn't look.
Yeah.
I
see what you mean.
I get that you have to show the back of it to get the effect, but I don't know. I think it would have looked better to maybe show like a good like swiveling motion with the punch to. There's just not much going on here.
I think
it is kind of
a thrusting punch, like he may kind of like he's running and punching, would have been and then you could show like a big pow.
Yeah.
Again, I think they were trying to get the toy, but like you said, they're trying to get the toy look.
But I think I could. I never thought that, but I get why people would think that, but I get it. I understand.
All right. Well, these start getting harder because, like I said, here's my number 11, which might seem a shocker, but I'll explain why. It's Cyclone. I love Cyclone, but I never liked the perspective on this one. I felt like, if Cyclone was doing something, he should have been more way up in the air. And when you look at this, you're thinking, wow, is he high up above some volcanoes and shit? It's like, no, they're just like little smoking little, like rocks of fire or whatever. Because obviously Skeletor, they're geysers. Skeletor's not a giant, obviously. But at first you'd think, oh man, he'd be flying over volcanoes. But I didn't feel like his gimmick got utilized enough with this piece. And it's unfortunate because I fucking love Cyclone. But he hit my number 11 just because, I don't know. I felt like it was a missed opportunity. Beautiful art, but I felt like they should have did something else. So that's my 11. Tyler, 11.
My 11 is Stinkor.
Really?
Mainly because of He-Man on there. Like, Stinkor looks good, but I feel like He-Man looks very mute. I guess it just kind of looks. I don't know. It's He-Man's poses just leaves a lot to be desired in a battle with.
Looks like the figure falling backwards or something. It's just kind of.
It's very tame. It's not a like He-Man like on the defense kind of thing. Like oh my god, this guy's got spikes and a trident for a hand. Stinkor looks good in it, but because of He-Man not looking very imposing, or he's ready like he's just taking it back. You're like like,
I see what you mean.
He just farted, like he get the thunder punch. He just beat. So that's why there's nothing. Like I said, Spiker looks great in it, but the battle sequence itself as a whole is like, I need a little bit more punch from He-Man.
I got you. Okay, all right. Well, here comes my 10. Number 10 is Roboto. I know.
Yeah, I can't. Okay.
I love the art again, but it's like I'm not seeing the blast from him. I'm not seeing the blast from Cobra Khan. You have Triclops that obviously was smart enough to get the fuck out of the way. Like maybe was there an aftermath, but I felt like we could have seen some shooting. It's just I'm seeing I don't know.
Completely different.
Yeah, me too. About. Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
You're seeing blast?
I'll get into it when
I'm seeing Triclops got the shit knocked out of him by Roboto.
Yeah.
And Cobra Khan
for me, I don't know.
A quick draw with the guy.
But me, I was just picturing him being chicken shit jumping down. But either way, it's like I just didn't feel like there was enough.
No.
I know. Hey, I hated doing it because I love Triclops. He's a badass, especially when you look at him as being like a bounty hunter. But this piece just wasn't everything. It was good, but I wanted more. So that's my number 10. Roboto. I'm an ass.
My number 10 is Dragon Blaster Skeletor. So it's kind of cool that we did have Thunder Punch and Dragon Blaster kind of lower on our list. There's nothing particularly wrong with it for me. I don't understand putting the gimmick over of the Dragon Blast for Fisto, but just sort of the way that he's selling it and how Man-at-Arms is running away. I put it up a little bit higher from everyone else, but I think if Dragon Blaster Skeletor didn't look as good as he does on the card, it definitely probably would have been last place for me easily.
I got you. Yeah. All right, Tyler, yours.
All right, number 10 for me is Stinkor. Looks great. I like how Stinkor looks on it. I like that it's conveying what the character does. There's nothing wrong with this one. He-Man looks fine on it because he's showing disgust. There's not a whole lot. It sells Stinkor as a legitimate threat. So and compared to the others, the art is not as sharp, but it's still a great one. And I like Stinkor, damn it. So he is my number 10.
Okay. Well, now passing right back to you. Number 9.
Number 9 is Grizzler. I like this one because it's Grizzler attacking an evil warrior, not He-Man or Man-at-Arms. It's like we're seeing evil fighting evil in this one. And it's a surprise attack from Cobra Khan, who's one of the more cunning evil warriors. So because of the depiction, like, yes, I get why people, and like Nathan will say, it looks like a critter. But I like the, just the ambush of like this grisly attack on Cobra Khan in the mountains. Just the two of them, one-on-one. Like, that's something I feel like we never got to see a whole lot of, is evil fighting evil. And this card depicts something like that's unique. I'd love to know the thought process. Like, I'm always using like good guys and bad guys. Let me do bad guys and bad guys. Like we never got that hardly at all.
Yeah, and it does make you wonder, was the artist told? Yeah, because you wonder, was the artist told to put them, or was it something they'd like to do? But either way, it is interesting when you do see evil against evil. It's something I've always liked seeing as well. All right, my number 9 is Leech, and there's nothing wrong with it. I love it. It's a great piece. I mean, it's super colorful too, and like you just see him emerging right out of the fucking water, and bam, got him, sucked the life force right out of Man-at-Arms. Like I said, it's not knocking these, because like I said, these are all great. It's just starting to get down to our best ones, but I do like the Leech one. So this is my number 9. It depicts his gimmick perfectly, and I think I've seen a lot of people try to do homages to that as well. So
because
you like that? You like that?
Yeah, I've dabbled in a little Leech homage there.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Yeah, if you know what we're talking about, get off your sorry ass and go look through the back catalog. You'll figure out what we're talking about.
Or you can click in the description below. I think it's still down there to download the Leech mini comic that Tyler.
There you go.
That's fantastic. Always enjoy hearing feedback from that.
Yep.
My number 9 is Leech. Hey Joe, we matched. We matched on one. There's we had a match. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Do I think that maybe we could have had a little more with Leech here? Possibly. I would have liked to have seen maybe something a little more with the arms, or maybe even the arms like attached to Man-at-Arms as well. To really show the sucking power. I don't know.
Yeah, like he's really. I got you.
But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this at all. Joe, you mentioned the colors, which it really pops. But I think compared to what else we got going on here, this was so hard. I can't stress this enough. This was the hardest one that I've had to do. Because I was looking at him, I'm like, but this one's got this, and this one's got that. Yeah. I mean, even still, as I'm going through, there's part of me that kind of wants to swap a couple of them, but I'll just leave it as it is. But
and this in doing this too, like my perception was there is no slamming any of these. It's not like we're looking at like past ones. We're like, okay, this one just sucks.
The Grizzler one sucks.
No, it does not. I verified why that one is a classic one. And I probably came in like John Larroquette, and I buried you.
Right, hit us with your number 8.
I'm the slimy, sleazy public defender. I just came in and got Grizzler off charge.
You buried me like Triple H in 2004.
Yeah, in a hardcore match. I'm gonna bury all of you.
Hit us with your number 8, Nathan.
My number 8 is Hordak. It was reaching a point where it's. Some of the stuff that's going on in the other cardbacks told me more of a story, and I was getting more imaginative. When I look at this, I'm like, it's great seeing all the Horde here, and they're about to storm Castle Grayskull from the looks of it. It's nice, but compared to some of the others on here, I couldn't rank it as high. It's just as simple as that. There's nothing more, nothing less.
Okay. All right. 8 for you, Tyler.
Manteno. I've always liked this one a lot because in one card art you've got Mantena leading the charge of Hordak, Grizzler, Leech, and Modulok with the vintage Fright Zone behind them. And around the corner of the rock is He-Man, Roboto, Mossman, and Cyclone. Like, so many great characters from this current wave all fit in one, and it tells a story like they're on the search for something or looking for the Horde, and the Horde's waiting in ambush. And Mantena's waiting to give the signal. Like, it just like, oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah, it's like he's seen it and he's ready to go. It is. I like that. Yeah. No, I definitely feel that with
Badass.
8. Yep.
Oh God.
Mine will be close, but no, my number 8 is it is Grizzler. And it just, I don't know if this doesn't look like an Errol McCarthy piece to me. I'm not sure if he did this one. Did he do this one? Because it looks different, but it's good. But
some do look a bit different, I don't know if it's due to the inking or what.
The whole style, because I mean, definitely Cobra Khan feels very toy-like, but unlike all the others where I said some look toy-like, Grizzler doesn't give me a toy-like feel. It is exactly what Nathan said, and I've said for years. He does look like a critter. In fact, that's when I made them my custom Critter, and I redid this back card art and turned him into a critter. But I love the piece. I always thought he looked demented as shit. So it's like not knocking it because I love the critters, so I can't hate this. So, but yeah, definitely.
I'm gonna hold this up again so you guys can.
Him and his damn critter. I still can't believe that you have. Where did you get it? And how much was that? Is that out of my price range?
I would actually have to look and see if it's still there. I think it's what website did I get this from? I think it's from amoktime.com. I think it was only
so
20. Cool. I think it was like $25.
Is it posable?
No, it's just straight up. That's how it is. But I don't know.
Okay,
cool
well, now
piece
I'll hit my number. It is cool. Thank you for sharing that. No, it does look cool. But yeah, number 7, yes, is Mantena for me. It's everything Tyler said and then some. I mean, who doesn't like seeing all the fucking Horde, even though, like, Nathan knocked goddamn Hordak's card out. But that's okay. But no, I liked it. And this is one where I didn't mind kind of the toy look. Some of the others, like when it came to, again, Dragon Blaster, Skeletor, Thunder Punch He-Man, and even seeing, Cobra Khan on that Grizzler one. This one, it works. I like it. I like seeing his look because it's not too often you get that kind of depiction of Manteno, because definitely in the mini comics, it's not like that. In the cartoon, it's not like that. But it works for this piece. And again, a colorful background with all the shit going on. But I like that. I don't think Errol... I don't think Errol did this either. It has I'm wondering how many he did. I mean, you definitely tell the ones he did. This just doesn't look like his art, but it's not saying it's bad because it still looks good. But
yeah,
there.
I like how modular it looks in the background too. Like because I often felt like Modulok got left out and a lot of like.
There are some shitty Modulok depictions I've seen in some books. You get some weird looks of Modulok. Yeah, this one ain't too bad. His face like mine here. This one, it's a little weird and demented now that I'm like staring at it. And the other head is just always it seems like it's just the other head. It's always like
the green-eyed head is or the bump. I don't know what you call the second head.
It just gets it's second fiddle basically. It's like it is what it is.
I mean, because I always like the fanged, but also kind of makes you feel like because I've always had an affinity for characters that get overlooked a lot. I'm like, you know what? It would be interesting to think a little bit more about the second head of Modulok and what kind of personality it would have. We can discuss that maybe in a future conversation. If Mattel doesn't steal that idea.
What's your 7? We are on 7, right?
Yes.
All right. What's your 7, Tyler?
Wait.
Huh?
What? All right. I'm going next. All right. My number 7.
Yeah.
We're live, pal. Is Modulok. I would have ranked it a little bit higher. I think had the art been a little bit stronger in it. I like what's depicted here of showing here's what you can kind of do in 3 little set frames, and as he moves around he's fighting other evil warriors. That's a nice touch. But once again, I think because I just go back and forth with all of these. I'm like, should Modulok be higher? I don't know. Maybe the art's a little bit weaker compared to let's say Too Bad or Stinkor. What's going on here? And I was just like that for 2030. I actually got a little anxious as I was doing it. I was like, I don't know what to do. But I like what is going on here. I think if the art had been a little bit stronger, this would have easily been a top contender because they had more space to work with based off the size of the box. That was different from.
Agreed. It's another one where to me it doesn't feel like it's Arrows. Not saying it's bad, but this one felt different as well. But okay. So that's your 7, right? We did 7, correct? All right.
Joe's already losing
count. Did you do your
count.
7, Tyler? Because I'm losing count here, pal.
My number 7 is Leech. I like the there are a few swamp-based battle scenes in the card arts, and Leeches and Tongue Lashers always come to mind. There's something dangerous and mysterious about the swamp, and just thinking like Leech is in the water that's deep enough for him to submerge and come back up behind Man-at-Arms and pick him up just with his mouth alone in this swamp. It's such an iconic depiction of the character, like coming out of the swamp like that, and something that was never really played up. Like you see, like somebody like Mermaid, you see him in water-based situations. Like Leech was pretty much just with the Horde. Like you never saw him like in his home territory, like in a swamp of some kind.
What about the Fantastic Leech mini comics, though? Son of a bitch! What about that? Crap! We're all gonna fall to shit here now. So, all right, but I got you. That is a great one. Yeah. So, Nathan, hit us with your 6.
My number 6, my 6-pack in here is Stinkor. I think Stinkor looks fantastic in this art, and I do like how He-Man's just like, oh, it's like when Tyler would smell my farts back in the day. He's just like, it smells like pineapple and little kids. That's exactly what I thought about when I looked at that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's simple and effective that you're getting what Stinkor is capable of doing here, and Stinkor looks fantastic in this. I think if one Joe Amato were able to kind of take that image of Stinkor and somehow, I don't know, maybe put it on a put it on a T-shirt or something.
Stinkor needs some love on a tank top and a T-shirt, man.
And I think that's why when I'm getting to what I have here, aside from a couple, you'll see why. I guess maybe that's in my head of why I picked some of these, because maybe not enough love. But my 6 is Spikor. It's simple and effective. Definitely He-Man has kind of just a bland, kind of shocked look. But that just intimidating look from Spikor. Get the fuck back, basically. I love that look. It's so it is. It's so strong and powerful. I was like, I had to pick this. This is my number 6. I loved it. You didn't get much love for Spikor, especially as we know from shirts and shit. But you just didn't get much love. So number 6 is Spikor for me.
Yeah, God, he looks so good on there.
Yeah. Your 6.
My number 6 is Mossman. I love Moss Man so much. I just love that character. I like the fact that he is either hiding from or spying on Triclops. You could look at it either way. I like the colorful jungle that he's hiding in. You're looking at it probably thinking this guy's completely like pine green amongst tropical flowers. Like how does he camouflage? But it's just the point. It's visually striking.
Yeah.
Triclops is the guy that can see everything, and he's having trouble finding Moss Man. Like that tells a story right there.
It does.
And Moss Man looks really good on it. Like I love the kind of bulk, kind of like he looks like a beast of the forest almost. And,
he doesn't look silly. He doesn't look goofy. And sometimes we've seen in mini comics his depiction. And admittedly, I'm never. I mean, in the cartoon, I admit I wasn't really a fan of that look as well. But yeah, my number 5, because I know I'm going to hit with my 5, it is Moss Man. I loved it because, again, not much art, not a lot of respect. But the thought of just what you said, the same thing I was thinking, Triclops couldn't see him. Triclops sees fucking everything. So just the thought of, could you picture Triclops going through a goddamn forest, trying to find an enemy or something he hears and he can't see it, and out from the bushes comes Moss Man? That's fucking striking. I love it. So... yeah, so it's weird. You went 6, I went 5, but yeah, my number 5, Moss Man.
That's easily 4 out of 10. That's why it's ranked number 12 on my list. No, I'm kidding. I'm just giving you guys some hard time.
What's your 5, Nathan?
My number 5 is Stinkor. It goes without saying. I thought the exact same thing. Stinkor just like, back up, motherfucker. Like you just get that. You get that like, fuck you. Like and to see He-Man sort of taken by surprise by it gives you exactly what you want from that toy, that element of surprise. This trident can pop out of his hand and surprise anybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just love the badassness of Stinkor. Like you look at him and you get that back the fuck up vibe immediately when
he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Good stuff.
I love your all's very like vulgar depiction of like Stinkor saying like, get the fuck out of my face.
If we're doing the Netflix series,
really are showing. If
they were to put us in charge of the Netflix show, that's what it would be like, and Joe would be doing the voice.
We can act like all silly as shit like Kevin Smith does.
We would let Joe do the voiceover for Stinkor. He'd be like, back up, motherfucker.
Oh, that'd be...
we did get the test results back, and Joe, you are not a black man according to Maury Povich.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, wait.
Joe was like, I'm a black man, dressing up like, the Nation of Domination.
Oh, God.
Test was like, well, Joe, you are not a black
man.
Man.
And then years later, Peacock will go and remove that from any of the content. One thing.
What's your number 5, Tyler? I'm sorry, Nathan.
I was just going to playing off that Maury Povich thing is I had to work overtime yesterday, and they posted earlier in the week, like, we'll be 9 hours to stay, 9 hours to stay. Both shifts on Saturday, and first shift didn't have to work it. And I just thought in my head of Maury Povich when they do the test results, and that was a lie. And I just want to like take that meme and print it out and cut it out and just go find one of those that says both shifts on Saturday and just put that underneath, because it was just all horseshit. Anyway, Tyler, you're number 5.
Tyler, yeah.
This is where it gets really tough, and number 5, oddly enough, when I look at it, probably should have been ranked higher, but is Too Bad. Too Bad is my favorite Evil Warrior, but I have him at number 5 here. There's nothing wrong with it because it's Too Bad, and he's taking on He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Tila, and shows no fear at all. Looks great, beautiful aerial artwork. It paints a great scene that this is a very formidable foe that's coming to the fold to help out Skeletor. That is someone that really can take on more than just He-Man, which says a lot about the character, and unfortunately was not depicted as such. If I was writing, Too Bad would be depicted as like, oh shit, Too Bad's here. Like, you are for a fact, even if it's He-Man, you're going to get a couple of bumps and bruises and cuts with a fight with Too Bad. Two different personalities, and I wouldn't depict them as arguing with each other. Like I just like, it's so cliche and generic. These guys, I really would play up the intelligence factor too. Like, these guys work together, they're smart, they don't mind. Like, it's a brilliant idea. I would really play up that these guys, if they're calling the shots or Skeletor has dispatched Too Bad, it should be just as dangerous as if you're facing off with Cobra Khan. Like see, Daniel, I tell you don't know what you're doing. I'll do it for free. I'll correct all your bullshit mistakes.
Yeah, both of us. See, look at that right there. I'll give them ideas for free for all these figures. You can make the mini comics for free. We're going to bring the power back to Masters of the Universe.
I'll write the stories. Don't pay us a dime. Take all the credit, claim you did all this other shit.
Legitimately.
And you know what? Fine. Go ahead and
seriously,
do it,
they would save so much money if they just hired you guys. If you're willing to do all that for free, just to have your name somewhat attached officially to the property.
Hell, you wouldn't have to put my name in the mini comics. I know I wrote it. I know who illustrated it, and I'm like, people like this story. But fine.
Then you would be like this really disgruntled guy later on down the road, 20 years down the road.
Such a bitch, never gave me credit.
When they do a documentary on the last,
Yeah, Rob does like a brand new. He does a documentary on Fans of Power podcast and how we all fell from grace and shit. And I'm like beer belly, like, oh god.
Yeah,
it never gave me.
It turns out that we had like the opposite effect. Tyler became the alcoholic, and I all of a sudden started hitting the gym and everything. It's just everyone.
Joe's running Popeye's chicken restaurants.
Joe's still, hanging out by a dumpster. And that's where Rob's interviewing Joe.
Nothing changes.
Oh my God! Like they just dumped out some bear claws. You have no rare this is, Rob. Get this on camera.
Like they felt sorry for me. I'm down in the dumpster. I'm like, what do you mean? This is fucking heaven for me. It's like
that's like the bonus footage Rob puts on there is like a day in the life of Joe, and we're just going from dumpster to dumpster behind every restaurant.
I'm like, Rob, watch your shit. I'm just gonna stand on the corner like I'm crossing the street. Watch how people give me fucking money.
And like the other camera is watching Rob, and Rob's about ready to gag because it's like an episode of Jackass when Joe's like, eating. Oh God, it's not pudding. It's not shit. I promise you, this is pudding. And Rob's like,
wiping maggots off of some of the food. Like that's good. It's still good. It's not moldy.
Like they're only noodles. They're only noodles, Rob. It's like pretend like it's Lost Boys and stuff.
Oh shit!
And then they keep following around.
Hey Rob, we gave you a new idea for free for a new documentary, man. You don't have to pay us anything. We'll just go on there,
And then he just like keeps eating stuff, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Uh-oh," and they're like, "What?" And he's like, "Time to make boom boom," and then he just drops his pants right there. No warning.
And then shakes it out of his leg. This is as dreamy as it gets, Rob. Make sure that's on camera.
Which, by the way,
Joe's in the streets like, this is for my bitches, man. This is how I roll.
God.
Takes him to the tree where he would go and take all the chicks. Takes him to the toilet where he'd go and put all those books and everything. But we jest, but also Rob and James, congratulations on how well that Kickstarter did.
Yeah, I definitely would go in depth with the congratulations on that a little bit later too, because you're right, that is fucking awesome. We'll give a little more shout out on that. Let me do my number 4. My 4 is one I don't have with me. It's on a card and it's downstairs, and it is Hordak. Like Nathan, you were saying, well, it's just kind of them going at Grayskull. But for me as a kid, I was flipping out because it's showing all the main new faction, these characters, and they're all going to invade. It's like you see them all. I was just so hyped to just picture them. They're going to fucking go after Castle Grayskull. And what the fuck is Hordak doing with Skeletor's Havoc Staff? Like, to me, I was always nuts. Like, why does he have the Havoc Staff? It fascinated me as a kid. And yeah, I know you're only seeing the backs of, like, let's say Modulok and Mantana, but still, it gets across the message of what here comes a new threat to Eternia. What the fuck's going on? So I love that piece. But number 4, which is another, I don't know if Errol did, but either way, it's great. Number 4 is Hordak.
All right. My number 4 is Roboto. Because seeing that for the first time, like, holy shit, Roboto's taking on Cobra Khan and Triclops, and it's not Triclops on his ass. Like, he's struggling to get up, and Cobra Khan, all he can do is pull a gun on him because his miss is not going to work on Roboto, and it's just like a standoff. Like it's like a two cowboys duking it out. I just in the jungle, like Roboto's like fuck both you guys, it's your move, your play. It just looks awesome. It's colored,
and you
beautiful.
definitely feel like Roboto was on the hunt, because definitely that would feel like the environment more for Cobra Khan, and whatever reason, Triclops is there too, but Roboto's coming after them. So I get it. It is a great piece. I mean, I definitely, like I said, it was ranked a little lower for me the other way, but it is still a good piece.
Eating out of a dumpster.
Oh man, thank you. I try to be. What's your 4, Nathan?
My number 4 is Mantana, because I think this is a better depiction of the Horde. And what I got from this is they're using Mantana's abilities to kind of reach up with his eyes and spy. And I like how he has his hand up like here. It's almost like he's ready to give a signal, like, hey, it's time to attack.
Let's fucking go! Yeah,
I like what's going on way more in this one than I did with the Hordak one, because from you get the idea that from both of them, yeah, shit's gonna go down, of course, but there's something about the Montana one that I feel it does have the same vibe as Moss Man's Cardback, but it does it exponentially better to me.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's just double it right back to you. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is Too Bad. I feel like I'm going to have a lot of repeating and a lot of bozone going on over here. But as Tyler had stated before, here's this new character who is taking on 3 warriors all by their lonesome. And to me, that you're putting that character over. You're setting it. You're setting up the top. It's you see right there in Tila's face just that shocked factor too. Like, oh shit, are we gonna be able to pull this off even if we have He-Man here? It tells you a lot there. And someone had said in the chat, I don't know, I couldn't, just in passing, someone said it looks like Man-at-Arms is having a hell of a time during this wave, and I would agree with that. Man-at-Arms is
yeah, running in one scene, getting sucked off on the other. Well, that sounds wrong. Well, you know what I mean. That didn't sound right, but you know what I
wouldn't
meant.
think. Well, yeah, Man-at-Arms having a tough time. He's getting sucked off. That doesn't sound bad at all.
I imagine Joe's in the back with like a trench coat, like a filthy raincoat, telling the story to one of his buddies out there. And then Joe just like, oh okay.
I bet when Joe goes to Walmart looking for new Origins figures, he's wearing a trench coat and he's like, hey, you want to see Man-at-Arms getting sucked off
by a leech?
Yeah, maybe we should be writing the new show, hanging out with Kevin Smith. He's into all that stuff.
Yeah, Kevin Smith can't have a conversation without working in a cocksucking joke. Everything's about sucking dick with Kevin. Like, he's not gay, but he just likes to work in references. Yeah. You gotta work hard. You gotta work the chain. Oh yeah, it's like, yeah, come on her belly. I'm sorry, Kevin. I was just trying to ask you, is the show coming along all right? I didn't ask you anything about the sucking dick.
Oh shit.
What's your number? And that's why we age restrict these streams when we do them live.
And mine was mean in another way because
for kids. So I'm sorry if your youngster has sat in on this conversation.
Yeah, but I mean, who are we kidding? Most of the people that are here between.
Hey, wouldn't you rather learn from 3 quality, upstanding gentlemen who know more about He-Man than so many other people than some asshole at school is just going to get him in trouble?
My mom watches this show and I don't give a shit, right? So.
I'm glad she didn't catch that part with what I said. She knows that ain't what I meant, though.
Oh man,
no. My mom told me one time. She's like, "That Joe has such a dirty mouth." I was like, "Yeah, because he eats out of a dumpster. What do you expect?"
That's great. That's why she left early. She's like, "Okay, it's story time. I'm out." That's what she posted earlier when we were getting talking this. Oh, geez, Tyler, what's your
illustration of Joe in a filthy raincoat by a dumpster?
Well,
that's what we need. Oh man.
Hit us with your number 3, Tyler.
All right, number 3 is Hordak. It's not too often we get to see the Horde actually going after Grayskull. So to see this night shot of it's implying that they've taken out the evil warriors. Now we've taken out the competition. We're going after the big one. We're going after Grayskull. There's nobody else here. Nobody can stop us. We're all here. The sorceress is fucked. And
did you have this card back? Did you have the figures?
I did, but I had no memory of it when I got it because I got it with Cobra Khan, Stinkor, Fisto, Whiplash, and Hordak were the ones that I got for Christmas of '87. And I had no memory of the card.
Because that was going to be my question: is if you were like me as a kid, wondering why does he have the Havoc staff? I didn't know if that.
I was 3 at the time, so it was more like, oh my god. Look, and then I'm looking at the back, looking at the front, and then when I look at the mini, I was just, it was my head exploded on Christmas of '87, dude. So just seeing the exploding red rock underneath my Christmas tree, it was like, oh. And
that is memories.
I think I was like, I just came. I'm 3 years old. I just like I'm a man now.
Which is, oh Jesus!
But yeah, we don't see enough of the Horde attacking Grayskull, and it looks beautiful. Yeah. It's colorful.
It is.
I understand why you guys ranked it lower though, but to me, the story this is telling is to quote Nathan, is putting the bad guys over. they're going after the top prize, and they've taken out the competition.
Hell, we weren't too far off. I mean, I think I put mine at 4, so we were pretty damn close on the Horde.
I think Nathan ranked his like down at the bottom.
His was way.
I put mine lowered because it was. Man.
Because Nathan is the heel commentator.
The Montana one has just got a lot more going on with it with the Horde.
Hey, there's no. I'm not going to. No, we'll just give Nathan shit. There's no argument in Nathan putting Montana higher on the list.
Exactly. Can I say I'm gonna clean it up because Nathan's mom. Hello, Nathan's mom. Hello, Teresa.
She
said she's still here.
She doesn't care. Happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, Teresa. Make sure Nathan cleans up his socks.
There you go. All right, here's my number 3. I wonder
if she remembers that incident too. That day I was over there, and she was all over.
That's when Mom and I we were just bickering because she's like, "You need to clean up these socks," and I was like, "Shut up, Mom." I didn't really say that, but
but Nathan was like showing a lot of contempt for his mother that day, right in front of me. Like, okay, I think I'm just going to go force myself.
That would have been a nice backhand to Nathan's face right there. Yeah. All right. Well, here's my number 3 is. It's Modulok. A lot of people were thinking I was going to pick 1, but
I was expecting that to be your number 1, honestly.
No, it wasn't. Like I said, you'll be shocked with my number 1, but no, number 3 is Modulok. I loved it. I mean, it's what Tyler said earlier, and that's why it fascinated me. It's all evil. It's the evil warriors against a horde. It's awesome in 3 different forms of them, just beating up everybody.
Oh, wait, are you not trying to say piss now because my mom's still here? Come on, Joe.
We'll say pee-pee.
Yeah, beating the pee-pee out of these bad guys. But no, it is. It's like, what
kind of boom in their pants.
She's like, okay, Joe, go back to cussing,
please. It's so cringy and lame,
this is my
Joe.
number 3. It is. It's a badass piece. So this is my number 3 is Modulok. And I think now we'll hit number 2 with Tyler.
My number 2 is Modulok.
Right.
Modulok's my favorite Horde member, and when I first saw this card art, I was blown away because of everyone that was featured on it. Because Jitsu, Too Bad, Whiplash, Stinkor, all in the same fight, taking on one member of the evil Horde. That is getting over a villain very, very strong because we've got 4 unbelievable badasses that are taking on one guy and jumping from one guy to the other.
No, what's great about it even more, it's like you said, there's 4 evil warriors, but it is basically 4 Moduloks, because the one you can see is like a depiction of, okay, just got swatted from Whiplash. Then the other is shooting at Too Bad. Then the other is shooting at Stinkor, and the other is fighting with Jitsu. It's like, damn, you got so much stuff going on at the same time. It's like, how can you not get excited seeing that piece of art?
It's just a beautiful way of getting over the gimmick, and also like, it's a great idea that Modulok can just change form anytime he wants and convert to anything that, Whiplash is plunging his tail. He can leap into the air and shrink into like a small form and, take on Too Bad, which I always thought the idea, 85, we get Too Bad and Modulok, two-headed villains. Both are, Modulok is depicted as intelligent in the series. Too Bad is not, but he is advertised as an intelligent villain. I would have loved to have seen an episode where we've got Too Bad and Modulok either at odds or have a friendly alliance that ultimately blows up because of their pompous egos. Two heads are better than one. Like that's the name of the episode or something like that. That'd be so much fun to have with these 2 villains that are initially depicted as, intelligent beings with 2 heads. Oh God, this is gold.
No, and that would be great. In this piece, like I said, I mean, just the fun part of it, like I said, fighting all 4. But it's like it can be. Of course, it's like looking like it's mid-transformation because it makes you wonder. My God, how quick was the moving of Modulok? You could take it in a way of like, oh, it looks like a lot of his forms fighting, or it's mid-transformation as it kind of even describes it, of getting almost swatted back from Whiplash and then going over to Too Bad and then going over to fight 2 others, Jitsu and Stinkor at the same time. It's a lot of motion. There's a lot going on in that one single piece. So I could see why, you'd rank it to where you did, because what a fucking amazing.
Plus, with Too Bad and Jitsu and Stinkor with Whiplash all featured in a Modulok one, like, those are, especially Jitsu and Too Bad, God, I will continuously carry a flag for those guys. For them all to be in the same battle scene together, yeah, that's why it's so high.
Hell yeah. And my number 2, and this is, I know it might seem shocking, but it is Stinkor. Because again, Stinkor, we never got him in the cartoon. As you said, if he was in there, he would have been a fart joke. But I mean, it's like you're getting across what's going on here. It's like, sure, you can say, oh, he's just stinking, but that's chemical warfare. You come across something like that, you can't breathe, you can't see, and he doesn't look silly. I mean, he looks fucking wicked.
He looks very menacing.
I mean, if anyone has ever in their car just passed over a dead skunk that had just gotten ran over, and you have your AC on in your car, and that smell hits you, or you have your window down and that smell comes in, it burns. It burns.
See, and you multiply that times 100, because this is a character in the world of Masters of the Universe, so it's like amplified. It's like, it's just good to see some respect to the character not being a fart joke or something silly. So since you didn't see much respect...
I blame that on people who clearly don't understand the character, and that's why they continue to keep putting this series in the hands of people who don't understand. They're not thinking, and I guarantee no one's ever thought about Stinkor as like, this is a very, arguably Skeletor's most dangerous war, because he is a chemical-based warrior that can emit stench that you can't breathe or see around anytime he wants. And like, why would you not want to amplify the danger aspect with this character? Like, no, I mean, it'd be more funny if you like farted and stuff. Like,
I mean, you can't breathe, you can't see. I mean, I don't know if you've ever been pepper sprayed and stuff like that. I mean, you're blind.
I mean, I'm sure Joe has with wearing the raincoat.
So that's my 2.
What's your his local porn shop and had to be pepper sprayed out of the store multiple
Thanks.
times.
Straight up the stars. Like, I tried, it didn't work. What's your number 3?
Wiping his eyes out.
Nathan, number 2.
This is hotter than Winnie's spicy chicken sandwich. Ah, shit.
Nah, those chicken sandwiches aren't very spicy at most places, unless
I'm just working in Joe's fast food.
Unless it would be like the ghost pepper spice that they would add to a chicken sandwich.
I've never had anything hot from a restaurant.
Spicy chicken sandwich now, though, because I have such a low tolerance for anything outside of what I normally fast food would kill me.
Yeah, me with just regular fast food restaurants, there's nothing that exists that is like hot. You'd have to go to specialty restaurants or be ordering death nuts and hot shit and all that stuff.
Why I don't understand before we finish number 1, like the idea of eating stuff that's supposed to be so hot, like you're eating uncomfortable food, like. Yeah,
I guess I'm comfortable with it because I've had it since I was like 4. I've always had hot stuff, so I actually have a tolerance, and I like it. I like the taste, but I do understand where some it's so hot. It's like, how can you enjoy it? I do understand. There's some shit that wouldn't make sense. Like, even like some of the hot sauces I get, that's got to be mixed with something just to have it raw, and I've done that before. It's like, this tastes like shit. It's hot. There's no good flavor. Why would somebody want that? So I get you.
No, it's a balance, because you can have hot stuff that's very flavorful.
But some people will eat stuff like excessively hot so they can brag like, look, I can.
Well, I mean, that's just part of the culture.
Good for immune system too. Like I said, I've always loved it. It's good for immune system. It keeps you nice and strong, and I love it. Oh, I love hot stuff. I'm sorry. What's number 2, Nathan?
My number 2 is Cyclone. I know Joe ranked his pretty low, and he was kind of talking about this. He didn't feel like there was much of a story going on here, and I disagree with that. I think there's a great story that's being told right here. I feel like Cyclone and Skeletor have gone to war, and we're getting like the last moments of this battle. Yeah,
I love this. This is great.
We have
yeah, because that's my number 1.
we have like you said geysers earlier, right, Tyler?
Yeah,
we got it. It's steaming up. I can just get this picture that as they're battling, this is sort of also intensifying. You see Skeletor. He's got his sword and he's just hunched over, like he's tired and exhausted. And he's gotten his ass kicked quite a bit. And to me, it looks like Cyclone is about to take a spin and just hit him with his shield to give like one last final blow. And in my head, I'm like, well, is Skeletor going to be able to... Is he just going to take the hit? Is he going to find a way to block it? How's this battle going to end? So that's what I got from this. And that's why it's my number 2. Because it told a great story.
I can see what you meant. I mean, hell, and even right there towards the end, you could picture if he just started spinning, took all the smoke of those geysers to blind him to then finish off Skeletor. I see what you mean. I just, like I said, for me, I wanted more. I wanted him in the sky doing something crazy. It's not taken away from the piece because it is fucking fantastic. I wanted more as a kid. I was greedy. Some things I felt like should add more, and the ones that barely got respect, it's like I leaned different ways, and it's like what Tyler was saying. It was just for whatever reasons, personal reasons maybe. It's not diminishing any of these fucking pieces.
It was tough. This was, I can't stress that enough. This was very tough to put these in order, Grizzler side.
Well, give us your number one. He'll be your one. Tyler's in mine. What's your number one there, Nathaniel?
My number one is Roboto. You guys have talked about this before. I'm like, he took down Triclops. Triclops is struggling right here to get up. So we don't know exactly what happened other than he got his ass kicked and he's kind of coming to.
He jumped down with the sword. He was like, fuck this. He jumped down. He's like, you guys take it on. I ain't doing it. That's what I get.
He would never just drop down to his knees.
He did in this depiction.
He did not, Joe.
Yes, he said, fuck this. He drives like, you guys do it.
And as Triclops is coming to, Cobra Khan has dropped down. So it come out of nowhere to be like, what's going on? Immediately pulls his gun, and that's where Roboto's like, you want to go? And I would feel like Cobra Khan would kind of glance over at Triclops, who's sitting there struggling, and maybe internalize like, oh shit, if he was able to take him out like this, I've never seen him like this before.
Oh, he's actually holding the gun. He's looking at Triclops like, would you get up, you chicken shit? Help me out over here. That's what's actually going on.
What happened? Roboto was like, get the fuck out of my face, motherfucker.
Yeah, he pulled a Stinkor on him.
Yeah.
But I got the vibe too, and Tyler had also mentioned like cowboy shit. I got that vibe from this as well. Very standoffy thing, but it's more Roboto, just like, hey, you want to take a chance? Look at this guy.
Yeah, because he's just leaning at the side like this.
Like he's ready to roll.
Like Roboto's like, dude, if you want to do this, we'll go ahead and do this right now. But I'm just letting you know, I'm going to have a snakeskin belt when I go back to the palace.
That's right. I'll make you famous. All right. No, I like it. It is a good piece. And I love seeing how everybody's got some different reasons. And number one, go ahead, Tyler. Say your number one.
Number one is Cyclone. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful art. I love how Cyclone looks like I'm going to knock the shit out. I'm ready for action. Like I had always looked at this as that, even though Skeletor is right there behind him, it's like emphasizing the radar's detected, enemy is approaching. And he doesn't have to turn around. He spins his upper torso to catch Skeletor. Like, I love that depiction of, like, just these two are going to go at it in this geyser field. Like, Skeletor is not taking on He-Man. It's just Skeletor taking on my favorite heroic warrior of all time. Like, and they look so great. Skeletor looks menacing. Nathan's points, too. It's like it could easily be depicted as, like, Skeletor's trying to get up. Cyclone could even detect when the geysers are going to explode on his radar and use that to his advantage and just knock Skeletor to every exploding geyser, at his command. Like, so much fun can be had, but damn, it's such sharp, beautiful artwork. God, I want that on a tank top, like Cyclone versus Skeletor's Joe. Make it happen.
All right.
So I can be like, Leech jerked me off.
All right. Well, then, my number one, it's a couple different reasons of why Too Bad is my number one. First, again, not enough love for the guy.
Nope.
So this one, you definitely, just so many lighting, the shadows, the details. He really went intense with this one, but to show that he's fighting 3 heroic warriors just shows how badass he is. And it left such an impression on me. And I wish I would have, I know I have the folder somewhere for it. I told you, I keep a lot of stuff from my childhood. This is the first thing I used as a reference to draw something, was that pose of Too Bad. And I drew my own warrior. It was a green warrior. He had this mask on his face, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I gave him some kind of red mask. I don't know if I named him. Shocker falls right through the wall. But or Shockmaster. No, but this, like I said, it's the first thing I drew and had as a reference to do something. So I'm going to find that and hopefully post it tomorrow. But I always liked it because I was like, this is one badass character. And he was always so fun to play with anyways, even though, like I said, his basic feature looked like it was punching himself back and forth. But I love the hulking figure. And I never even knew it was a flat back until, like, the internet came around. And somebody says,
that was the one that I had for my birthday was
really?
The flat back.
Yeah, because everybody, when people said to me, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? And they said, round back or flat back? I was like, I don't know what you mean, the card back? And they're like, no, the figure. And somebody showed me, I was like, what? And I don't know, I think that might have been the later release. Maybe the other one, because it was so big and wobbly. Admittedly, my figure has to be leaned up against the wall because he can't stand. He's so top heavy, he'd fall over. I think that's why they said, let's get rid of some of that weight off the back, make it flat, and he stands better. But no, for me, my number one right here is Too Bad. So, yeah, definitely. Too Bad is my number one. So, that was fun ranking those cards. I mean, we're going to be doing some more waves coming up too, but I liked seeing that this time it started off where we had a couple similars, but I knew we were going to just spiral out into a whole different direction on all three of us. That's what I
we all had different number ones. Like it was great, and I really enjoy hearing everybody's enthusiasm, for what you get out of these. Like we all see similar things, but different things too. And that was cool to get Nathan's perspective on a lot of these as well. Like he sees something completely different. I mean, Joe saw shit, but Nathan, Nathan saw much more. It's like we're going to an art gathering. Joe's like, I see a couple of wavy lines on. I don't get it. Nathan's like, I see a pit of despair.
Yeah, he's that guy that sees everything.
On Saturday.
Out of a splotch of color on a canvas, Nathan sees everything.
I'm over here wearing a puffy black shirt with a candle, and I'm like,
and a monocle.
I'm like flicking the top of the candle with my fingers.
A little goatee, and you got to have a little goatee as you're looking and observing.
His hair's wet and in the ponytail.
Oh yeah.
Yep. He's gonna have one of those little berets or whatever the hell those little assholes wear on their head as they're just sitting there stroking their little goatee.
So you're saying Nathan's French?
You know what?
I don't know.
Yeah, the French are assholes.
Yeah, the French are assholes. I actually did take 3 years of French in high school. Couldn't really tell you much of any of it anymore.
I ain't take nothing, no other kind of languages. I can barely speak English. So, Nathan, now you can go ahead, shout out everybody. Now, guys, like I said, if you were here earlier, remember.
Well, I mean, I gotta pop all that on the screen, so you guys might, you might have to kind of talk about some other little things while I get mute my mic and get all this set up.
Well, while he's doing that, when we go back and do this one, because we still have to cover 87, 86. We've done 84 and 83, so we've got 82, 86, and 87 to cover.
Well, hell, when we get to 87, do you want to throw 88 in there since there's not much to it, and, you might as well throw it in, because they can't have their own thing.
Well, with 88, I was going to say, because, I mean, we're talking Titus and Megator and Laser Power and Laser Light?
Yeah, I figured might as well throw those in, yeah.
Yeah, I will throw those in with 87 then. Yeah, I'm cool with that. We'll combine those two.
One day we'll even get to the box art waves too. Maybe even to judge some of the vehicles or beasts and
breaking it down by year, doing the vehicles from 85 and 86. Oh yeah, God, that's going to be a big discussion as well too. Shit. Oh,
yeah, because there was a lot of things that we still never put in this because it would have made it very long.
Oh yeah, because you throw in Spydor and Night Stalker. I love that.
Hell, we didn't even do the gift sets because those arts those are different types of arts. Those are on the fronts. Goddamn. Look at this one in another direction.
Discuss all the vehicle / beast releases for that year. 85, we get Jitsu Night Stalker, which is going to be number one on my list. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now.
It's we covered it already. We just covered it now in 3 seconds. It's
there's no contest. That 2-pack wins, and Nathan and Joe couldn't agree more with me. What would you guys want to do next? You guys want to do 86, the first way, or the 82 or 83 release with the card art for He-Man, Skeletor, Tila?
Let's do 83. Let's do 83. I like hitting crazy different.
All right. Well. We'll jump back to the beginning and do the first batch of card art when we come back to this conversation. Okay. You heard it here first, folks.
That's right. How you doing, Nathan? You got that wheel up?
Yeah, all I have to do is click a button, and I think I would be ready to...
Click a button, read the names, and let people know.
While you're doing this real quick.
He's got it.
All right, well...
The shitter's fault.
Yeah, well, I don't know why it has these empty spaces right here. Whatever. I don't think it would land... I don't think it would land on them anyway. But you can see the names that we have here. I just wanted to, because I copied and pasted everybody that went ahead and put that in the chat room that typed in copycat.
And read off all their names for them.
We have Pride of Grayskull, Johnny Cock, Papa Hud 69, Brian Davis, Kyle Kendall, Zentron, Zen Brown, Adam Gabbard, Febmon, Grim2, Rob Orm, my mother, Teresa Kennedy, Pumpkin Lord, VGC, and David Baker. Any relation to Tyler? We don't know. Maybe it's...
Could you imagine Tyler pulling some shit? I was like, I've never seen a David Baker before. All of a sudden, you find out it was Tyler doing some secret.
Yeah, it could be that way. That way, Tyler would get a copy of it, and then I would finally get a copy of the book because he would just give it to me.
See, there you go. You'll get one eventually. No, what I'm thinking is, I've never seen this type of wheel before with those empty spaces. I bet if you landed hypothetically on that yellow, it probably goes to the closest name next to it. And if you landed that empty green or blue, I bet you that's how it works.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Hey, wait, Sportimus just popped copycat. So did you want to add Sportimus, or you can't? Or can you? Okay, there you go. Like I said, remember, if you guys have just popped up late, you just type in copycat. Nathan will throw you up on this wheel.
What you're gonna have to do, Joe, is we'll give it a couple more minutes. If anyone else does pop in and type in copycat in the chat that we don't already have here, then Joe, you let me know, because I can't click over to look at the chat because that would change over.
I'll be watching the chat. So you guys, you have 2 minutes. If you came in here late and you didn't know, there's a wheel here. Whoever this lands on will win a copy of the Power and the Honor Foundation catalog. All you have to do is just type copycat right here in the chat. So we have a lot of watchers, and I know some people get kind of skittish of maybe not wanting to type, their names, or maybe they don't know how to fucking do it. I don't know if there's a certain thing you got to click, but try to figure it out. You got 2 minutes.
Figure it out, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'd be curious if, when we post this tomorrow, the next day, someone's posting copycat in the comments, thinking they could be part of it.
Yeah, probably.
Right, it's for this live thing. I think they understand that. I hope they would. Could you imagine? Yeah, that's the most comments we've ever gotten.
We've seen it before. No, pal, that was when we were live.
Yeah. Yep. Eric Amon just popped and said copycat. So throw Eric Amon up there.
And Eric Amon don't need a copy of this fucking book. He's got 20 Snake Mountains.
Yeah.
JSP. We can raffle one of those things off on here.
JSP.
Yeah, just this one. Yeah, JSP.
All right. Did I spell Eric's last name right? Is it
Well, don't worry, man? Eric. Hold on, Eric Amon just said, "Oh, never mind. I already have that one."
All right, you got everything, you motherfucker. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, donate a Snake Mountain to us, and we'll give. And I promise I won't.
And then we could raffle between me, Nathan, and Joe. Yeah. We'll put our names on the wheel, and Joe's got to pay for shipment.
Right. Earlier this week, I was trying to do my Vince voice, and I was struggling with it. And I'm like, am I not able to do it anymore? But no, it's full effect. Johnny Cock.
Yeah, Nathan got his groove back, much like how Stella got her groove back. There's a reference for you.
Who played Stella in that movie?
Angela Bassett.
There we go. I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah. I never saw it, but I just remember seeing the poster for it at the movie theater and
shit.
Did
she also play Tina Turner in that biopic, or was that somebody else?
I did see that. Yeah. What's Truth got to do with it?
What's Love got to do with it?
What's Love got to do? I forgot. The critic made fun of it called "What's Truth Got." That was the Ike Turner story.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, what is there to see? Ike was just beating the shit out of her, and then she left.
Oh, I know. But in the Ike Turner story, he's like, Tina, I understand if you want to go solo to satisfy yourself artistically. I understand. I more than understand. I respect you for it. Now, Rick James and I are going to go found the National Organization for Women.
You guys haven't watched The Critic. Go check that out. It's fantastic.
Oh, my God. And they're all on, most of them are on YouTube to watch, too.
There's
if you want to see that clip of that, watch the last episode of The Critic, and you'll see the Ike and Tina Turner.
And then watch the one too where they make fun of Sin of a Woman. Do you want to go ahead and do that one?
Oh God, yeah. Charlie, you pimply little preppy. I'm gonna kill myself. Good. I'm in the EMTV watching Mama's Boy. I'm gonna pull the trigger. Fine, if it'll shut you up. You're gonna miss my hoo-ha, my tangoing, my blind driving, my hoo-ha. You said that already. Say it a lot. Hoo-ha.
It's a good show. Brilliant show.
I got so many lines from that show.
And you know what? You know what? Son of a Woman's not a bad movie either. That's actually pretty.
I've never seen all.
It's actually a pretty good movie. And Al Pacino, before he ruined his career, it was good times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no other names. I was gonna say no.
Joe's like, I don't know what you fucking.
Yeah. Can we please get to the wheel?
Yeah. Everybody else is probably thinking too. No other names popped up to say copycat. So go ahead, Nathan.
All right.
You spin that sucker and let's see who it lands on.
This is an elimination. Whoever it lands on, I mean, if it's my mom, we'll spin it again. Yeah. Because Joe is already sending me a copy. He's been sending me a copy now for 2 years. I don't know. Something like that. All right, you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah, spin the wheel. Oh, there
course,
it
it's
goes.
delayed for me,
Oh, we're
so-
spinning it. Who's it gonna land on? Oh, it almost. Oh no! It did land on my mom.
All right, well, let's see it because we gotta see.
Well, Nathan's got his free book.
I'm finally getting my book, Joe. No, we'll spin it again.
I gotta see that happen though.
We'll spin it again.
Oh no, that's
hilarious,
Joe can go and send one to your mom, and then we can give one to one of our listeners.
It's just funny, all the explosions and confetti go off. That's hilarious to see it later.
You guys can't hear the audio from it, but it's like people clapping, going like yay! All right, so we'll spin it again. Ready? Go! It just keeps landing on my mom.
It's rigged.
Oh, Johnny Cock! Johnny Cock is our winner.
Johnny Cock won?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Because I know it's like I said, for me it's a 30-second delay. I just had to see it pop on his name.
Oh, Johnny Cock. Which actually, by the way, Johnny, I did get your artwork in the mail. I forgot to take Tyler's to him today when I dropped something off, so I still need to give that to Tyler. I'll actually show those off here in a second because I got them right.
Part of Grayskull probably wanted to punch somebody in the balls. Did you see how close that was?
It was literally right there on the tip, Joe.
God.
On the tip.
That was right on the tip. It was like
Leech would have loved it.
She said, "I won." Yep. Look, and your mom popped in. She said, "I won."
No, mom, you didn't win. Sorry.
Well, congratulations, Johnny Cock. You just sent me your.
Joe's gonna be sending you a big package too, Johnny Cock. You can unwrap Joe's big package.
Son of a gun. So, well, right now we got 15 minutes. Any questions you want to have or comments with us?
Please, for the love of God, let them be intelligent, good questions. Even if they're not related to him, and you can ask a G.I. Joe.
I mean,
ask a Turbo question.
Joe, I'm already going to tell you because I'm going to show off these that Johnny Cock had sent to me. You're going to be mailing that book to Canada. So.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's going to be another fucking $45 shipper because of the weight of this goddamn book. Jesus, Johnny, why did you have to win? Well, congratulations.
Oh, is that Canadian dollars or is that American dollars?
It shouldn't be that bad, I wouldn't think.
I've got stuff from Canada. Shipping
it's not that bad, Joe. Tyler, Joe.
I told you if it's super expensive, I will help you.
I will help as well, Joe. Don't worry about it.
No, that's okay. We're going to ship.
Don't worry. We'll make sure your package gets in Johnny's hands safely there.
Yeah. We'll get it good. I'll wrap it nice and good. I'll make sure it's wrapped.
Well,
and then make it so tight that it'll just explode in his face when he gets it.
It'll be wrapped real good.
How about that, Teresa?
All right, I'm gonna show off this artwork that Johnny had sent. You had actually sent some to Joe. Joe, who all did you get from Johnny? Because I think I
got He-Man, Skeletor, and Evil Lynn. Was it? Jesus Christ, it's right next to me. I think it's Evil Lynn. Or what the hell? I got him right here. Let me come off to the side. I know it's He-Man.
Skeletor. Wipe his ass with him.
It was He-Man, Evil Lynn, and I think I was right. And Skeletor, yeah.
So I'll go ahead and start with Evil Lynn because this is the... Tyler, do you remember who you asked for out of this?
I asked for Glimmer, Skeletor, and Hordak.
Okay. All right. So you've already seen Skeletor. I'll go ahead and show off Evil Lynn again for you guys. So we have Evil Lynn. I'll go ahead and... Well, let's go with Glimmer next because I did Evil Lynn, Glimmer, and Hordak. So we got Glimmer right there.
I can't see.
Yeah.
Stuff,
Tyler can't see, and Joe can't until he catches on the delay. But there's Glimmer. And here
how's Glimmer look? Does she look hot?
Fantastic. Yeah, she looks great.
Oh, that Glimmer's great. Just seen it right now myself. Yep.
Cool.
And here we have Hordak, which is very badass. So thank you, Johnny, for what you do, and thank you for sending these. They did take a little bit to get here, coming from Canada, and it had a weird trajectory how that shit shipped because it went from Canada to San Francisco. I'm like, why are you going to the West Coast for, bud? You just need to drop that shit straight down, and you're pretty much there. But yeah, good stuff.
That looks awesome. I just seen the Hordak now too. That does look great.
And I look forward to seeing them.
And you did. I won't read the letter. One, because, dude, He wrote it all in cursive. I'll show it up here. And sometimes cursive can be actually really, really hard to read when it's like that. Great penmanship, by the way.
He wrote you a letter? That some bitch didn't write me a fucking letter. Let me see. What's up with that Johnny Cock? Why do they get letters? I don't get shit. This is
well, that's because
Nathan got a letter. I did.
Well, that's because Joe doesn't know how to read. But
yeah.
No, your cursive is very fantastic. However, it is in a way of such that is like Emily's stepmother. She writes the exact same way, and every time we get a card from her, I'm reading it, and I was like, I can get most of it. There's certain words, but
Oh, so you can't read either, you fucker. I mean,
but
so it's kind of like Billy Madison, like doing R's instead of Z's or Z's instead of R's.
But I appreciate you doing that, and the note was a nice touch, and I really enjoyed what you had to say because of us. Johnny was sort of like pulled back into the world of Masters and has gotten a little more into it.
Oh yeah, well his ass is gonna get pulled back out. I didn't get no goddamn letter. Spin that fucking wheel again. Let's see what else we
you're
get to
getting
win
free
this
shit all the time, man. People just feel sorry for your pitiful ass.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? And just Joe and his GoFundMe out of a dumpster there.
Son of a bitch.
Next thing you know, Rob's gonna do a Kickstarter about the life and times of Joe Amato. It's gonna bury what James had kickstarted.
Yeah, and then unfortunately he has since passed. But we'd have Robert Stack showing like he's hanging by his neck in his fucking closet. It would cut to me. It would cut to me and Tyler collectively. It's like he could be hanging by his neck in his fucking closet for all I care.
Fucking closet. It's like according to a nosy bitch who lives up the street, or according to this asshole who asked to be named anonymous. Or named remain anonymous. God, I'm fucking up the quote here. I just
Rob
love
Orm. I want to thank Rob Orm. He said he just ordered the Stinkor shirt. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. A lot of love went down. He said he did that for us.
Yeah. Oh, way to go, dude. Yeah. All right.
He said he's in if I do a Stinkor shirt, so don't you worry. I'll be doing a Stinkor shirt as well. And before we get to, I think, the one question that'll wrap up the show right here.
First, we only got one question? What kind of bullshit is that?
I think they're into all the stuff we're saying, I think. But first, definitely. Congratulations, James Etok and Rob McCullum for their faking filmation, just obliterating past 100,000. I think they finished around $114,000. So there's gonna be a lot of content. They get to do a lot of traveling. So that is awesome.
Were you supposed to unmask after 80,000 or something like that? Wasn't that the deal?
That was a mistake. I meant to say
it was a hoax.
If we went under 80,000, I would unmask that over. So that was dumb. That was all wrong.
We need to put the pressure on Joe. We need to find a way make that happen.
We have to make it like an exclusive, like a Snapchat or something like that. Like if you were only here to see it, then you just. It's like you remove the evidence like after the fact.
How about I do OnlyFans? Most people want to show everything else. I just got to show my face.
I bet Joe would actually get a shitload of people that would pay money just for him to. And he would. I think Joe would rather show his butthole on the internet than he would his face.
Yeah, with a turtle poking out.
It probably would. And
there's that
Grimbot's
chicken
gonna be
sandwich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know Grimbot will probably be doing a lot of drawing for that faking filmation. Because remember the extra tier of like you can face your likeness. Oh shit! That's
right. I'm like they did it to me again.
I'm sure Grimm's already in contact with NBC Universal to be like, hey, is there anything we can do to just completely put a stop to this? I don't want to do this.
Cease and desist. Who did this to us? Who stopped this project? Grimm's like, I have no clue. And he's the one who's like, I drawing 9 fucking people in this cartoon. That'll be the whole 9 minutes. So that all extra minutes we're supposed to get, it'd probably be him just fucking animating all these people. But no, for all of them, congratulations. And Sportimus wanted to know if I'll do a Thunder Punch He-Man design shirt. I can do that, definitely.
There was an Errol McCarthy Thunder Punch versus Trapjaw, so Joe could always work his magic on that.
It definitely won't be off of this piece here that I really didn't get a kick out of, though. I just did not get a kick out of this.
I like that,
here,
though.
Yeah. All right, Sportimus had a question. He said, what PowerCon figure exclusive would you have liked to have seen and you would gladly buy? He said whether it would have been for Classics or Origins. Like, hypothetically, if they did an Origins one what would you have maybe liked to have seen, Tyler, that you definitely would have fucking bought?
There's nothing from Origins because they can't get. I don't care if they done Azrog and
Well, if he
Spydra,
did classics, he said, let's say they did it for classics. Hypothetically, they did some classics figures.
If they decide to do what everybody would like to have, then a Dragoon or an Azrog or Spydra, or even a Prince Daikon, I think I would insure $150, for a 2-pack of Azrog and Spydra, or an oversized Dragoon, or a Prince Daikon with a Garn 2-pack. I'd give
the 2-pack for me would be both Garns. I would love Filmation in mini comic 2-pack of Garns. Oh, I'd shit my pants. You're right. There's so many goddamn things to have Malakva in the line finally as well. Yeah. Oh, there's so many cool ass. Yeah, I like that question though. That is pretty cool. Nathan, I know you might not know as much of the shit, but
who gives a shit about what my answer would be to that question? Thanks, Joe.
Oh, I didn't mean it like that. That did sound mean. I didn't mean it like that. I meant
honestly, I was just gonna say Azrog and Spydra would be up there. My joke answer would be Crackers the Clown. So.
Fairmont City had a question?
About shit like that actually happened because I feel like Scott and I was gonna it'd be great, it'd be funny, people will want it. I'm like, oh my god.
If you're gonna put that character out, just do it in Origins.
Yeah, because they won't give a shit, and you can't find it anyway.
Fairmont said he had a question. Fairmont, if you had a question, you have to do it again. I don't see your question there, sir. So could you post it again online? Adam Gabbert said, "Did Wonder Bread He-Man get artwork for the carded figure?" I didn't know what you meant. There wasn't a carded figure. There wasn't. That's what I was gonna say. I didn't know what you meant unless you were just talking about classics.
How about a hypothetical? If they were to do that and had a card art for that, I
wouldn't even want it because I hate the goddamn figure myself. It was just a mail away.
He-Man with brown hair with no armor.
But it's hypothetical. Let's just say hypothetical.
I can't.
But even
the character.
It's just He-Man with brown hair. It makes no sense.
That's what I mean, and that's why it was just a mail away, because it was something that they sent. It was just a crazy kind of special figure that was sent to people in just a plastic bag with just some maroon weapons, and that was it. And remember the mother who complained, like, "Hey, my son didn't get a He-Man without, he doesn't have his armor, doesn't have this." So then they sent the regular one. But yeah, that was just some weird little exclusive thing they sent away when you did the buy 3 get 1 free. So I've never had a desire to even want that figure. I see people pay $800 to $1,300 for this sucker online, which is great if they have the money. But me, it's like, I don't care. I don't feel like he's part of the history for me. He is for collectors, but as for the mythos and stories, he's non-existent. I just don't like him. I don't like him.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm a dick. Well, thanks for the question, Adam, but I do not like that character. But Fatmon, I can't scroll up. I have shit here. Just type that question again.
Yeah, type it in.
I don't have any patience. You know me, I have fucking horrible technology. When I scroll up, it takes 10 years.
There is one from Johnny Cock. You're getting Axel to do commissions for each other as gifts. Who would you do battling, and what for each host that would look badass but also troll the recipient? For me, I think I would have a depiction of how Tyler had in the past sort of done the whole hero thing. I would do that, but have Tyler getting his ass kicked by somebody.
No one would believe that. No one would ever believe that. Axel would be like, "I ain't drawing that shit."
I think for the right price. Everybody's got a price for the $1 Million Man.
Yeah, Axel is all the money he's making working with Mattel.
The other one, if I would do that for Tyler, and then for Joe, of course, obviously, I would have Stratos kicking his ass. I'd have Stratos beating up Modulok or something.
I'm surprised you wouldn't have Stratos flying shitting on Modulok or something, since I'm always...
I wouldn't go that. I would just have Stratos beating him up.
I don't know. I couldn't. I wouldn't like trolling. I just would like to give you guys something cool or nice. I don't know who your favorite characters are, Nathan. I thought you liked Scareglow, maybe, because you don't have him. I don't know if you'd like a depiction of him.
No, I don't think Scareglow is a favorite just because I don't have him. I wouldn't even say Scareglow's a a favorite.
Did you even mention your favorites before? That's the thing. I guess I've never asked. That's kind of mean. I guess I should ask you sometime. Characters you really like. I can't really say. I don't know. I just know, like with Tyler, I could do something having a collage, whether it's Azrog and Spydra, or have Ninjor and Clamp Champ and some badass fucking pieces together. I always know those are like no brainers for something for Tyler. That'd be cool. Axel could draw, but I guess I couldn't.
His
think about
Azrog is amazing. Like I had him draw Azrog twice. Like, son of a bitch, man. He made Azrael look phenomenal. God.
Yeah. So I know that Axel could make anything look great. So.
I would think for me, honestly, if I were to do a commission piece from Axel, I think I would kind of want to do that thing where it's like me and Dial-A-Mug and Ram Man sitting together having drinks.
Drinking?
Yeah. I think that would be cool.
I like that. That does sound badass. Now that would be cool. Hell, if he couldn't do it yet, get somebody that has some good artistic talent. That'd be awesome. Fedmon said, question: could we get, I guess for you, Nathan, could we get your parents on here for an interview where they talk about their memories of you guys and your?
Oh my
80s
god, that'd
be kind of different. Have them come on. How
man.
great would that be?
You have to understand that I set up most of that stuff for my parents to even have an account for them to even say anything occasionally in the chat room, and I've watched my dad type, and he's the guy that looks at the keyboard and he has both of his index fingers and he's just poking at the keys.
I just said that's why they'd be there with you. They would sit next to you. We could talk and grill you guys back and forth.
They would have to be here, or I guess I could set up their laptop.
No, have them be there with you. I want to see all that reaction right there in person.
You have to understand. You have to understand too that the desk space here is not very idealistic to have more people sitting around me, and my mom is afraid of one of our dogs, and is afraid that.
I wonder which.
Yeah,
one.
I wonder which one.
Jasper?
No, it's Winter. Because Winter.
Well, put your Cujo dogs in another room. Just have them there off to the side. She comes.
I think realistically, what I could do is put Skype on their laptop and have them open that up, and I could call them and add them to the call, and then have them here, and we could do that. That might be something we could do, but I don't think they would want to be on camera first and foremost. And I don't think I think they would be too camera shy. Honestly, they'd be like a motto with a face, like a mask on their face, a face on their mask is what I almost said. No, she already said in the chat, we'll pass. I knew that they would. They wouldn't do that.
Oh, damn. We'll tell you what, we'll maybe have to have you guys just answer some questions. You can tell some stories, and then we could always have Nathan read the answers to some questions that maybe fans...
I would have to get them to do that in advance somehow, because their typing is, as I said before, very slow. Very, very, very slow. Okay. They're getting better.
Thanks for the question. That is... Yeah, it's a cool question. But Sportimus want to know if I'd ever put any of those designs that I took down back up. I could. It's always upon request. Like I said, because I put them up there, and then they're just there for real quick, and then I take them away. But I could always do that. Sportimus also said, what are your thoughts on the Mondo Masters Universe 112-inch figures? Wait, what? I don't know. What was he saying?
I think he just meant 12-inch. But 112 inches would be quite excessive.
Got some statues here, but no, I've always said they're great. I can't afford them, but anybody can afford them. They're fucking awesome. They're great. I love all the interchangeable parts. They give a lot of good stuff. I'm not a fan of the vintage style heads for like He-Man, and some of the others look out of place. The other ones aesthetically make sense for their newer designs. So they're fantastic. If you can afford them, great. And I think Eric where was it? Eric Amon had a question. Where the hell was it? What is your most wanted topic for Spectre Creative to cover on his channel? Just to go ahead and talk about Sky High, proper respect.
Well, what we would want Scott to talk about on his channel.
Can confess that he made up all this shit, and that he's really.
I didn't know Joe was in conversations with the guy. Joe, where you're like, hey man, check this out.
I can't remember what I seen. It was one of the videos, and something sparked the Sky High, and so I messaged him. I was like, "Oh, he's got an email right there. I'm gonna message him." And I was like, Scott, you do know that I came up with the name Sky High, right? Or Sky High, correct?" I was like, "You're always mentioning that fans did." I said, "That was me." And he was like, he replied back in an email. He's like, "Joe, I honestly didn't know that was you." He said, "I just know fans rallied behind the name." He's like, "But when I come to that topic, I'll give you credit." I said, "Thank you." So we'll see if that happens. That's fantastic, and I appreciate
At least
it.
Someone's giving you credit.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
there you go.
I don't want to recommend anything because I don't need to know anything that he says. So Joe's the only one who can answer that question.
There you go. And I think basically we did get the majority of the questions right now. So if you guys, of course, next week, we'll have more time for you guys to Q&A. But what you did, hope you had fun. Congratulations again to Johnny Cock, where he lives and all that stuff. And shipping.
You don't even have to pay anything for it, Joe. Come on.
I know, but damn it, the thought of filling out the paperwork. I hate writing Johnny Cock, but you know what?
That'd be great. They're going to look at that and be like, huh?
That's right. I'm going to give him
Sir, we can't send perverted packages.
And
right,
Joe,
damn.
Maybe I didn't keep the envelope that... I may have tossed that. So, Johnny, you'll have to get in contact. Or contact me, and I'll let Joe know what your address is.
Unbelievable. He didn't give me a letter. This is bullshit. Well, hey, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It was fun. We had a blast. That was real fun discussing those card back art. So if you are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you can always be notified when we go live. And until next time, have a powerful day.
I'll never call golf a dull game again.
Nathan, that's, I guess, to you.
I'm just going to guess Ninja Turtles because I'm assuming that's what he was going to do to...
But which one? Remember? He said he might give you, like, a certain
one. It's got to be the first one.
Who said it? But who said it, and who was the character? Was it...
It's got to be Casey Jones.
Casey Jones?
Yeah, it's Casey Jones from the first film, yeah.
There you go.
I really felt like... the only reason he said is because he knew...
Yep.
It's not because he actually knew the quote. He's just like,
said it was zero confidence.
So he pretty much has been outed for not knowing. He just
you would think you guys would really think, as much as I watched that movie as a kid, that as soon as the first couple words came out of his mouth, I would automatically have the answer. Not the case. It just gradually disappeared. It was replaced with song lyrics and girls' phone numbers and locker combinations. It just gradually receded over time.
Fake fan. What a fake fan. See you guys next time.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Joe. I'm gonna kick your ass.